You've heard it said, health is wealth, so enrich your life with the Healthy Home Hour, brought to you by the Healthy Home Market. Every Sunday, 9 to 10 a.m. Know what's new and classic for health and wellness. Meet the local and national experts. Live God's plan to thrive, not just survive. I'm your host, Holly Adams, and welcome to the Healthy Home Hour. Morning all. Happy blessed Sunday. This is the Healthy Home Hour, where every Sunday at 9 we talk about the keys to your health kingdom. And today we're focused on boosting metabolism and improving sleep, skin, hair, and your love life. It's all possible. And here to help is Roslyn Rogers, certified nutritionist specializing in anti-aging and hormones. So Roslyn travels around America talking about the real deal on aging well and feeling good way past your 40s and 50s with the right support from Lif-Flow's bioidentical hormones. This is a complicated subject, so I'm glad that Roslyn's here. She's going to simplify it for us. So stay right here. Keep it locked to know how to stay young. But first, a look at what's up at the Healthy Home Market's Community Wellness Center. There's some great stuff this week. Tomorrow, there's a free Toastmasters meetup. And if you've ever wanted to speak in public with more ease and grace, now's your time. It's Monday night, tomorrow night at 6:30 to 8:15, and again on the 27th with a follow-up class. But the two do stand on their own, so you could come to one or the other. And then this Wednesday, there's a food class with samples. It's called Great Ferments and Your Fantastic Gut. You know, fermented food can give you lots of pre and probiotics, and the gut really is, well, they call it the second brain. So healthy gut is a healthy brain and really contributes to a better emotional life. That's fermented foods this Wednesday at 6:30 to 8. That's Wednesday the 15th already. And we're back finally to Third Thursdays with Chef Ami L for raw vegan cuisine at 6 o'clock. You get the class, recipes, and samples all for $20 in the Community Wellness Center behind the Healthy Home Market. And then Saturday, this coming Saturday at 8 to 10, the Blood Guy is back. The Blood Guy, who does health and medical screenings much, much cheaper than what you'd pay at your doctor's office. So keep your health info private, which helps with your insurance policy, and also spend less. So that's this coming Saturday, the 18th, with the Blood Guy. Check it all out at healthyhomemkt.com. That's healthyhomemkt.com for more details and discounts. So back to our subject today. If you had the keys, the secret, the fountain of youth, it might look like a lotion packed with invisible hormones. What's it all about? Our guest, Roslyn Rogers, joins us from Arizona by phone to share how to avoid many of the issues of old age, or even the hormonal problems of youth, like acne or painful periods or mood swings. So, Roslyn, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Holly, for inviting me. My pleasure.
Absolutely. Roslyn, you know, I'm wondering, just to start off, why do we need to talk hormones? Why don't they just do what they're supposed to do? And what is that to begin with? What do hormones do besides get us through puberty?
Great question, Holly. Good health, vibrant health is so very much about the right balancing of our hormones, not just for the women, but for the men also, because hormones are chemical messengers that tell our body what to do, when to do it, and why. They rule over the entire endocrine system that consists of the pituitary, the hypothalamus, the adrenals, and thyroid gland. And if one hormone is out of balance, men, women, we do not feel good.
So that's, you know, it's tough because there's so much going on in the environment. You know, at the Healthy Home Market, folks talk all the time and are concerned about what they call xenohormones, sort of fake hormones. Tell us what xenohormones are. Where do they come from? Why do we have to deal with them? And how do they impact our health?
Well, the xenohormones come from the byproducts of petroleum, mostly. And we are facing epidemics today of breast cancer and osteoporosis, diabetes, arthritis, and these are new diseases. Years ago, we didn't find young women having breast cancer and younger women developing osteoporosis. And it's because of this industrialized world that we live in, where so much of what we use, Holly, on a daily basis comes from petroleum. Our clothing is made of petroleum. It's in shampoo and body lotions, in dryer fabric softeners. It's even in the aroma of candles. Of course, plastic water bottles. It's in the aroma of perfume, expensive perfume. We cannot get away, as you mentioned, from these xenoestrogens, from man-made chemicals that create the imbalances of our hormones. And the way that this happens, Holly, we women have a lot of receptors in our body, especially the breasts and the uterus, of estrogen. The environmental estrogens are the same shape as our own estrogen. They get into these receptors or locks. Estrogen is like a key, the receptor a lock, and these environmental xenoestrogens from petroleum get into these receptors and create havoc. They make cells grow, they cause unpleasant symptoms, as well as 95% of all the breast, ovarian, and uterine cancers that are estrogen-dominant tumors. And men, there's an epidemic of men having breast cancer, as well as more prostate cancer and also imbalances from problems with their hormones.
So, yeah, this seems, ubiquitous or everywhere, this problem. Even men are getting breast cancer. That's probably a shock to some people to hear about that. I'm wondering, you mentioned how they disrupt the endocrine system, the hormone system, because they're the same shape, and so it's so hard to avoid them, but there must be a way to avoid them. What would you recommend to stay ahead of the xenoestrogens and hormones?
Well, the first way is our habits every single day. Also, keeping away from dairy and beef that's not organic, because when you eat beef and dairy products, they have put hormones of estrogen in those animals to make them grow bigger, fatter, faster. And also, good health is about using clean products, shopping at the store that you're involved with, and not using shampoo or body lotions that have parabens in it, Parabens, parabens. Those are made from petroleum. And also eating the right kinds of food that don't have chemicals in them, more natural food. We can stay away from getting estrogen dominant. And, of course, we know that there is an incredible lotion that's made from a wild yam plant. It's called progesterone, and that is also incredible to help make us less what we call estrogen dominant.
So, yeah, we definitely want to tear right into what progesterone is all about. But before we do, I just want to go back on how to avoid these xenoestrogens and where we'd find them. You mentioned shampoo. You mentioned standard conventional beef and dairy. Does that then mean that organic beef and dairy, truly organic, natural beef and dairy, that they wouldn't give a person the xenoestrogen problem?
Yes, that's true. Yes, definitely. And shopping at the healthy home market is absolutely an incredible way to start with good health, Holly.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking too about, all the plastics. My goodness, everything is plastic.
Everything. Even if you live a very healthy life, it's very hard to keep away from the fat from petroleum. It's in the food we eat, the water we drink, the air we breathe. It is almost impossible the emissions from cars and planes, all of those are chemicals, and that is why 1 in 5 or 6 women are still getting breast cancer. And as I mentioned, most of those cancers are estrogen tumors. And so it's very difficult. Our lifestyle is very important. We have a better chance of staying healthy and having vibrant health when we do some of the things. We can't do everything, but we can do a lot.
How about, like, you hear it's really best to drink water out of a glass bottle, stay away from plastic water bottles. And then there's, the microwaves, which drive me crazy because I see people heating stuff up with plastic all over it. That really is bad, right?
Oh, yes. When you put a plastic into a microwave, those toxins go into the food. Keep away from warming. Well, good health is not even using a microwave at all, but definitely no plastic, no saran wrapping on your food. That dissolves and goes right into, and then you ingest it. That's very negative for health.
How about, you're just shopping along and you're throwing, your apples or your lemons into plastic bags and you put those into the refrigerator. Is that okay?
Nope.
Okay.
Research is showing now that even extra cold, refrigeration is not so bad, but definitely don't freeze food in a plastic. Sometimes we have to. I personally have gone and thrown away every plastic container I have. Everything is glass. Much healthier, much better.
How about aluminum foil? Can you wrap things in aluminum foil for the freezer and the fridge?
No, not good either.
Okay. Boy, I tell you, it's tough being a human. I'm giving myself away. In 2015, and for all of us who, we just really do try to stay healthy. And we're going to dig into this some more, folks, and find out what it is that you really need to avoid. And then we're going to talk about the positive things to do. So stay with us right here on the Healthy Home Hour with Roslyn Rogers. And we'll be right back on Streets 103.3, Charlotte's new hip-hop station.
It's Saturday. You got up and ran a mile, then you worked in the garden, put in 3 beds of tomatoes and peppers. Tonight you'll be dancing. Tomorrow, maybe tennis. You feel great. No sign of pain. How did you do it? You took Curamin, the all-natural pain reliever. You found Curamin at your local health food store. Curamin's ingredients are safe and effective, so you can take it without worrying about unhealthy side effects. And Curamin by Terry Naturally is guaranteed to relieve your pain or your money back. You had pain? You took Curamin, and your pain's gone. Now you garden, play sports, and enjoy life pain-free. Would you like your days to be pain-free? Just ask for the Terry Naturally brand Curamin at your favorite health food store. Curamin. Curamin does not interfere with stomach, liver, or kidney function. It's intended for the relief of occasional muscle pain due to exercise or overuse. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA, and Curamin is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. Every day can be a pain-free day. Look for Curamin at your health food store. Stop pain now with Curamin.
Are you living your dream? Lots of us aren't, because we don't have a plan. All our dreams need the right plan. At the Charlotte Health Center, get a customized plan to lay down your pain and fatigue and get on your game. Feel the love and skill of Dr. Matt McAleese, chiropractor and founder of the Charlotte Health Center. Align your spine with Dr. Matt. He's got 5 essentials for a victorious life. Experience the energy, the clarity, and creativity of your body and brain when the power's on. The Charlotte Health Center is the largest private and pediatric chiropractic clinic in the QC. Dr. Matt has helped Olympians, celebrities, moms, and kids with exceptional care and concern. Call 704-780-0166. That's 704-780-0166 or charlottehealthcenter.com. Come on, live your dreams.
Novocaine, baby, baby. Novocaine, baby.
Hey, glad you're here. You're listening to the Healthy Home Hour, sponsored by the Healthy Home Market. I'm your host, Holly Adams, and we're here with Roslyn Rogers of Lif-Flow Bioidentical Hormones and some great products that we're going to talk about. Really, some of my very favorites at the Healthy Home Market. We were talking Roslyn, about, all the plastics and how really important it is to try to make the effort to pivot and use more glass and probably more fiber kinds of bags and things to get the plastic out of your life, out of the freezer, out of the fridge, and don't use any of that in the microwave, and maybe just give up the microwave and get a toaster oven, which is what I've done for many years. And there's so much estrogen, all these xenoestrogens, and I'm just curious, would it be possible that for women who have had, say, a complete hysterectomy and they've had this big drop in estrogen, would they be in better shape because the no estrogen in their body is actually balancing out all these pollutants, these xenoestrogens?
No, I don't believe that, because they're still going out into the environment. They're still eating foods, perhaps that's not organic. No, I don't believe that's just one way of not getting breast cancer. Holly, how about if we tell the listeners some of the symptoms of estrogen dominance?
Great idea.
So people can understand, and question, am I estrogen dominant? So some of those symptoms are hot flashes, night sweats, PMS, endometriosis, cystic breasts, fibroid tumors, moodiness, sleep problems, thyroid problems, erectile dysfunction for men, breasts that men are getting. We see lots of men now with breasts. That's an estrogen dominant problem. And so many, many things that we face and feel every day, even migraine headaches. And one of the big ones of estrogen dominance is the weight gain that women get from under the breast around the middle. That's almost 100% sign of being estrogen dominant. We can lose 15, 20 pounds. We don't lose it off our middle because estrogen loves fat. Fat loves estrogen.
Yeah, you see it. You see as people get older that happens. And it's hard. People complain about, they do everything right. They're not eating a lot. They're exercising, and they just can't drop the weight.
Yes, but we have some miracle things that they can do.
So, let's talk about that a little bit. What is it that you're talking about that Lif-Flow has, that, say, specifically for weight gain?
Well, of course, what you put into your mouth is also extremely important. The kinds of food, the calories, a lot of carbs. So it's always about calories going in and calories going out. So let's not forget that. And also putting good probiotics and using enzymes. But one of the most wonderful things to help make us less estrogen dominant is using progesterone cream that's made from a wild yam plant. Holly, this has nothing to do with synthetics that you get at a pharmacy that are progestins, Progestins. Those progestins are not safe. We're talking about natural progesterone from a plant, a wild yam plant. And it's wonderful for balancing and making us less estrogen dominant. Also, the research has shown that when women use progesterone, it helps with the density of our bones. Bone is living tissue. If your hair grows and your nails grow, we are capable of making bone for the rest of our life. We make bone by cells. One is an osteoclast and goes through bone where it sees old bone, it removes it, and right behind an osteoclast cell, you have a cell called an osteoblast. Where it sees a little space, its job is to make new, stronger bone. And in us female, it is progesterone hormone that helps activate osteoblasts in making new, stronger bone.
Well, that's exciting to hear about, because there's something like 44 million people in the U.S. that have osteoporosis or osteopenia, the beginning of osteoporosis, even men.
Yes. So we're using progesterone made from a wild yam plant, and it's not the wild yam we're eating. It's a radishy kind of plant, and they learned how to extract the fatty substance called diagenin out of that plant, and it's taken to a laboratory and converted into a progesterone USP, United States Pharmacopoeia, and it's very natural. In fact, we call this bioidentical to our own hormones, and what that means is when they looked under a microscope to see how our ovaries produce hormones and how these natural creams do it, they couldn't tell a difference. Again, this is not going into a pharmacy and buying synthetic progestin. In fact, some doctors even call that progesterone, but it really is not. It's a synthetic analog of our own hormone.
Roslyn, I've heard the stories about horses and Premarin and all of that. Tell us a little bit about that just quickly so, people will understand what it really means when you're taking synthetic hormones.
Well, synthetic hormones do not act as our own hormones. In fact, I recently went to a lecture called Thinking Outside of the Box, and on a screen they put doctors' medical books in front, and they scanned the pages, and they said, doctors, where did it ever say in your medical book to use urine for a hormone in a woman? It's natural to a horse. It is not natural to females. It gets stored, and we know when we ask women if they've been on HRT, hormone replacement therapy, women who've already had breast, ovarian, and uterine cancers, did you at some point in your life take these hormones? A very large percentage of these women say yes.
So you're saying it's from the urine, actually, the pee from a horse. And then is it possible? I mean, do birth control pills come from the same thing or have a similar effect as progestin?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Women who go on birth control pills, and I know that's an issue. We don't always want to become pregnant, but birth control pills have very negative effects also. Many women complain of lots of problems, gaining weight. They're also synthetic, and our hormone of progesterone is a very protective hormone. When you're on a birth control pill, you do not make progesterone. It is not a cycle. It's a false cycle. It's not a natural cycle. And if you don't cycle naturally, you do not make this wonderful calming hormone that we call progesterone. And Holly, I might also add that a very large percentage of women who have been on birth control, if you ask them if they still have a libido, the answer is no, because birth control pills compete with testosterone. And if you don't have testosterone, we don't have a libido.
I'm glad you brought that up because I wanted to ask you about that. So it sounds like birth control pills can decrease your libido, decrease your sex drive, and then also when folks get older and they're in perimenopause or menopause and they're not feeling very sexy and they don't want to be intimate with their partner, can taking progesterone actually improve a relationship?
Yes, absolutely. As you mentioned, I go around the United States doing these lectures, meeting thousands of women, mostly, even men, and many of them who have been on birth control just say, please help me. And when I suggest using progesterone, as well as a couple of other herbs, hopefully we'll have time to mention, they report back to me that their lives have changed.
Wonderful. That's such an important part of life, and to to keep relationships strong. And so this is great stuff, folks. We're hearing about how to keep yourself healthy, keep your life vibrant, your relationships solid. Stay with us. We're here on the Healthy Home Hour with Roslyn Rogers of Lif-Flow, and we'll be right back.
It's Saturday. You got up and ran a mile, then you worked in the garden, put in 3 beds of tomatoes and peppers. Tonight you'll be dancing. Tomorrow, maybe tennis. You feel great. No sign of pain. How did you do it? You took Curamin, the all-natural pain reliever. You found Curamin at your local health food store. Curamin's ingredients are safe and effective, so you can take it without worrying about unhealthy side effects. And Curamin by Terry Naturally is guaranteed to relieve your pain or your money back. You had pain, you took Curamin, and your pain's gone. Now you garden, play sports, and enjoy life pain-free. Would you like your days to be pain-free? Just ask for the Terry Naturally brand Curamin at your favorite health food store. Curamin. Curamin does not interfere with stomach, liver, or kidney function. It's intended for the relief of occasional muscle pain due to exercise or overuse. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA, and Curamin is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. Every day can be a pain-free day. Look for Curamin at your health food store. Stop pain now with Curamin.
Are you living your dream? Lots of us aren't, because we don't have a plan. All our dreams need the right plan. At the Charlotte Health Center, get a customized plan to lay down your pain and fatigue and get on your game. Feel the love and skill of Dr. Matt McAleese, chiropractor and founder of the Charlotte Health Center. Align your spine with Dr. Matt. He's got 5 essentials for a victorious life. Experience the energy, the clarity, and creativity of your body and brain when the power's on. The Charlotte Health Center is the largest private and pediatric chiropractic clinic in the QC. Dr. Matt has helped Olympians, celebrities, moms, and kids with exceptional care and concern. Call 704-780-0166. That's 704-780-0166 or charlottehealthcenter.com. Come on, live your dreams.
Novocaine, baby, baby. Novocaine, baby.
Glad you're here on the Healthy Home Hour, sponsored by your Healthy Home Market and Streets 1033. I'm Holly Adams, and we're talking to Roslyn Rogers of Lif-Flow Bioidentical Hormones. Great info here. We were just talking about libido and the importance of progesterone in the whole, well, your sex drive and feeling sexy. And Roslyn, you mentioned some herbs, and I thought, well, maybe this would be a good time to talk about the herbs that also help someone's libido.
Well, one of the best, in my opinion, is an herb called maca, M-A-C-A. It's an adaptive herb, and we have it in capsules, and the Lif-Flow company has an organic maca.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely incredible for libido. It's also wonderful as an antioxidant. It has a lot of calcium, a lot of amino acids, and it's great for fertility for anyone, men and women, who are trying to become pregnant and perhaps are having difficulties. But maca has been an herb that has been used for thousands of years. It has been grown in the high hills of Peru. And Holly, the way that it was discovered that the animals living up in these high hills were procreating much more than was normal. And when they went to investigate as to why, they found they were eating the maca flowers. So maca is an adaptive herb. And when we say adaptive, it means we can use it all the time, unlike some herbs where we have to go on and then off. But maca is like a ginseng and can be used every day. I make a drink with cacao, and it's delicious. It gives you energy, maca. It's also incredible for the symptoms of menopause, the negative symptoms like hot flashes, night sweats, and PMS. So even though it helps with those symptoms, it's not a hormone. It's just a wonderful herb. You can cook with it. If you so choose, you can make maca brownies and have a party. You can put it in juice. Whatever you would like to do with maca. I just hear so many incredible things about it. I personally would never be a day without it. So great for your listeners.
So the combination of progesterone cream and maca cream really can help somebody on so many different levels, it sounds like. How would you recommend somebody take the cream or use the cream?
Well, we put the progesterone from the wild yam onto areas of our body where the skin is thin. And the places that we use are the palms, the forearms, the neck, the chest, and between each leg. Now, it's good to use the cream at night. It helps you sleep. It helps relax. And every night you pump down. And the reason I love Lif-Flow is because it's pre-measured. So you get a pre-measured amount, and every night you put it on one place. We need to cycle all the areas I just mentioned, the palm, the forearm. So say tonight you use it just on the palm. Tomorrow night, the forearm. The next night, the chest. It doesn't matter the cycling, but each night you change the place. And the reason that we do that is because not everybody's absorption rate is the same, and we don't want to saturate receptors in one area of the body, so we just go to a clean place. And the way we use it is 3 weeks on, 1 week off, if we're post-menopausal. No more period. 3 weeks on, 1 week off, and the Lif-Flow brand is micronized, which means that it's cut into very small molecular pieces, so the absorption is incredible, and it's also on a liposome, which is a carrier, and it's very absorbable. And what you have left on your fingers, ladies, put on the wrinkles on your face. It's wonderful to prevent wrinkles. Now, if some woman has perimenopausal issues, they're still getting a cycle, but they're changing, or even younger women who have bad PMS and bad pain. So anyone that has a cycle and would like to help with the symptoms of estrogen, it's used differently. You use a progesterone, you pump down 1 pump, and you begin on the 12th day after you begin your period, and you use it for 2 weeks. So say someone was to start their cycle on August 1st, they would begin to use progesterone. August 12th, for 2 weeks, they stop. Some women get their period a day later, 2 days. Whenever you begin your cycling again, you start counting your 12 days and begin on the 12th day for 2 weeks.
Okay, very good. That's a great description. And we have those products at the Healthy Home Market. And it is in a wonderful pump bottle that's very easy, and it just has the 1 portion or the 1 daily dose that you would put on the palms, the inside of the forearms, and the inside of the thighs, the inner side of the thighs, or the chest and the neck, and cycle that. You know, one of the other things I think that's really tough about for folks that are getting older and a problem with hormones, and for younger folks too that have hormone imbalances, is that the hormones really affect the neurotransmitters. And I'm wondering, let's talk a little bit about the hormone effect, the imbalance problem on brain function.
Yeah, that's a really good point, Holly, because there has actually been research that when older women had brain trauma and they gave them progesterone, they healed the brain faster. So hormones rule every part of our body, and Lif-Flow makes an incredible combination that's a little different than what we just spoke about, the plain Progestacare. They have a product called Progestacare Complete, which each pump gives 20 milligrams of progesterone, 15 milligrams of the hormone pregnenolone, and 15 milligrams of 7-keto-DHEA. So the progesterone opposes the estrogen. That's what progesterone does. It opposes estrogen. Pregnenolone talking about neurotransmitters, is known for raising acetylcholine in the brain and helps with focusing. And the 7-keto DHEA does not raise any hormones like regular DHEA can, but we know that it can speed up thermogenesis in the liver and helps tremendously with weight balancing. So you have that product also. Lif-Flow has quite a few different combinations, especially the ones with the progesterone and the estriol, and just estriol for vaginal dryness. If you'd like, we can educate about that one also.
Okay, yeah, tell us about that.
Well, many women postmenopausal complain about vaginal dryness, urinary infections, and incontinence. We can put them on all the probiotics, but those infections just won't go away. The vaginal area of our body must have an estrogen, and the Lif-Flow company has an estrogen called estriol. Now, let's remember that estrogen is not the name of a hormone. It's the name of a classification of hormones, like an apple. You have a Gala, you have a Delicious, you have a Macintosh. We have many estrogens. We speak of three: estradiol, estrone, and the weak estriol. Now, many of us have problems when we have too much estradiol or estrone. The estriol, because it's weak, very weak, and that weakness is its strength. It has not shown to proliferate or make cells grow. And that is incredible. That's used in the vagina, if you prefer, or very close up on the thigh near the vaginal area. So it's great for the vaginal dryness, urinary infections, and incontinence. The estriol, in fact, I understand that in Europe they've used estriol for a lot of years, never with problems. It's a very weak estrogen, and that weakness is its strength.
Very interesting. This is great info because everybody wants to live a vibrant life, or some people, many people choose to do that. And these are great tools. I'm so glad you're here today, Roslyn. We'll be right back, folks. We're going to just take a quick break, and we'll be returning on the Healthy Home Hour for you.
It's Saturday. You got up and ran a mile, then you worked in the garden. Put in 3 beds of tomatoes and peppers. Tonight you'll be dancing. Tomorrow, maybe tennis. You feel great. No sign of pain. How did you do it? You took Curamin, the all-natural pain reliever. You found Curamin at your local health food store. Curamin's ingredients are safe and effective, so you can take it without worrying about unhealthy side effects. And Curamin by Terry Naturally is guaranteed to relieve your pain or your money back. You had pain, you took Curamin, and your pain's gone. Now you garden, play sports, and enjoy life pain-free. Would you like your days to be pain-free? Just ask for the Terry Naturally brand Curamin at your favorite health food store. Curamin. Curamin does not interfere with stomach, liver, or kidney function. It's intended for the relief of occasional muscle pain due to exercise or overuse. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA, and Curamin is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. Every day can be a pain-free day. Look for Curamin at your health food store. Stop pain now with Curamin.
Are you living your dream? Lots of us aren't because we don't have a plan. All our dreams need the right plan. At the Charlotte Health Center, get a customized plan to lay down your pain and fatigue and get on your game. Feel the love and skill of Dr. Matt McAleese, chiropractor and founder of the Charlotte Health Center. Align your spine with Dr. Matt. He's got 5 essentials for a victorious life. Experience the energy, the clarity, and creativity of your body and brain when the power's on. The Charlotte Health Center is the largest private and pediatric chiropractic clinic in the QC. Dr. Matt has helped Olympians, celebrities, moms, and kids with exceptional care and concern. Call 704-780-0166. That's 704-780-0166 or charlottehealthcenter.com. Come on, live your dreams.
Novocaine, baby, baby. Novocaine, baby.
Welcome back. You're You're listening to the Healthy Home Hour, sponsored by the Healthy Home Market. I'm Holly Adams. We're here with Roslyn Rogers of Lif-Flow talking about hormones and what you can do to boost up the good hormones and drop away from all the xeno hormones or fake plastic, petroleum-based estrogens, etc., in the hormone world that really aren't helpful. One of the things I would love to talk about, Roslyn, is a little bit about how we can monitor it, or what's the best way to test for hormones in our bodies.
Well, many doctors do a blood test, and many of us don't believe that is the best way to go.
Okay.
So our hormones are fat soluble, and what we get when we do a blood test is watery, and it's on protein, and usually what blood shows are the free-forming hormones that are going all over the body. Most of those hormones are inactive, so we prefer either a saliva test or a 24-hour urine test. That is much more able to tell really what is going on in our body. And I don't want the men to feel left out, Holly.
Okay.
There's a men's progesterone cream also.
Mm-hmm.
So some of the ladies who are getting woken up all night because their more mature men are urinating all night, and we finally get to sleep, and there's a bounce up out of the bed. And so we have at Lif-Flow a men's progesterone. It's half the milligrams of the woman's. The woman's is 20 milligrams each pump. The men is 10 milligrams. They found that men who are getting up all night, who don't have a good urine flow because they develop a thickening, a hypertrophy around the prostate, when they use progesterone, it thins out that thickening and they sleep better. So men, there's something for you also. And the men, they say that to put it on your forehead or non-hairy areas. So we have something for men, and in the men's, they also put in saw palmetto, so they don't allow for the conversion of the aromatase of estrogen. So there's something really wonderful for men also and for women.
Oh, that's fantastic. Because men, I think, a lot of times, it's so funny how things sort of get classified as a male problem or a female problem. I know a lot of times it seems like men sort of get short shrift on some of these subjects of hormones and health in general. I think men don't keep up, or they're not in the loop quite as much with healthy living. And I find that also women kind of get a bad rap for having moodiness, or, I'm wondering, you mentioned there's so many receptor sites for women in the breast and the uterus, and does that make women more susceptible to all the environmental hormones?
Yes and no. We're more intricately wired than the men, so we have more symptoms. But the men are suffering also, Holly. So again, we may complain more because we have many more symptoms. But let's talk about what progesterone is. It's a sex hormone. Men need sex hormones, women do. It's a sex hormone. Estrogen is a sex hormone that makes a female come out like a female. Testosterone is predominantly the man's sex hormone, but women need a little bit. And progesterone, that too is a sex hormone, but it's a little different. It has no sexual characteristics. Boy and girl babies bathe in hundreds of milligrams of progesterone when someone is pregnant, and boys come out looking like boys and girls come out looking like girls. I think we should mention that most menstruating females make about 20 to 24 milligrams a day of progesterone. That's why Lif-Flow is pre-measured at the 20 milligrams. Men make a little less, but men need progesterone as well for their balance. And as I just said, hundreds, 300 to 400 milligrams every day of progesterone when we're pregnant. When we no longer have a cycle, finished with our periods either because of menopause or our age of menopause or hysterectomy, and the ovaries are not producing any more eggs, we women go to zero or near zero in the production of progesterone. And the job of progesterone, mostly, it opposes estrogen. So here we live in this estrogen-dominant world. We're not making any progesterone to oppose it, and that is why there are so many symptoms that we see today. You know, years ago, I never knew when my grandma or mom went into menopause because there wasn't as much industry and there wasn't as much petroleum interfering with our hormones.
Very interesting. That's such great info for folks. I want to encourage you all to get to the Healthy Home Market. There's 2 stores in Charlotte, 1 in Davidson, and you can go and look at some of these products and see exactly what we've been talking about today. And, of course, speak to any of the vitamin staff. They're highly educated. In fact, Roslyn has been to town, and we've done trainings with Roslyn to really understand more clearly just what we're talking about today. You know, I wanted to ask you too, you know, that it seems like digestion is really so key. And I wonder if hormones are affecting digestion in some way.
Hormones affect every part of our body, Holly. No matter what your symptom is, it can be made better when you balance hormones. Again, they rule the pituitary, hypothalamus, adrenal, thyroid. Those endocrine systems rule every part of our body. I have met doctor in California, a doctor who actually heals chronic fatigue and fibromyalgia by using progesterone. There's also a doctor that might inject progesterone into the myelin sheath of the spine for pain.
Wow.
So the balancing of hormones can do so much. I don't even think that the research of today has proven how incredible hormones can be. I think in the next years it will really open up another market. By the way, before we end, I also wanted to mention something that I'm very powerful in keeping us balanced, and that's a product I know that's selling at the Healthy Market, and that's DIM, D-I-M, dimendomethane, that comes from the cruciferous vegetables of broccoli, cauliflower, and that DIM also helps controlling estrogen dominance. And I know that there's a product by Solaray called DIM Supreme, and it's incredible for helping with the weight and all the symptoms. I would not spend one day without taking DIM. I think it is one of the most powerful nutrients also to help balance our hormones.
That's fascinating. So it actually, taking the DIM and eating the cruciferous like broccoli and cauliflower and what are some of the other ones, Roslyn?
Brussels sprouts.
Yeah.
Yes, Brussels sprouts. Actually, you would need to eat about 2.5 pounds of these cruciferous broccolis and Brussels sprouts to get the equivalent of 1 pill. So much, nobody can eat 2.5 pounds of broccoli a day. That's a bit much. If you did, you would not be invited to my house. So,
right.
So taking a pill is a wonderful way to go. So we have progesterone, we have maca, we have an estriol for vaginal dryness, we have pregnenolone for focusing, we have DIM also to help oppose estrogen. There's research on all of this. This is not just information that we're gathering and this has been research. It works. These are natural ways to help lessen breast, ovarian, and uterine cancers and men's prostate cancers, and help women go back to the sweet, lovely selves that we were born to be.
Wonderful. Well, this is such good info. We're going to take just another break. We'll be right back. We've got another segment and lots more questions for Roslyn Rogers here today on the Healthy Home Hour.
It's Saturday. You got up and ran a mile, then you worked in the garden. Put in 3 beds of tomatoes and peppers. Tonight you'll be dancing. Tomorrow, maybe tennis. You feel great. No sign of pain. How did you do it? You took Curamin, the all-natural pain reliever. You found Curamin at your local health food store. Curamin's ingredients are safe and effective, so you can take it without worrying about unhealthy side effects. And Curamin by Terry Naturally is guaranteed to relieve your pain or your money back. You had pain? You took Curamin, and your pain's gone. Now you garden, play sports, and enjoy life pain-free. Would you like your days to be pain-free? Just ask for the Terry Naturally brand Curamin at your favorite health food store. Curamin. Curamin does not interfere with stomach, liver, or kidney function. It's intended for the relief of occasional muscle pain due to exercise or overuse. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA, and Curamin is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. Every day can be a pain-free day. Look for Curamin at your health food store. Stop pain now with Curamin.
Are you living your dream? Lots of us aren't because we don't have a plan. All our dreams need the right plan. At the Charlotte Health Center, get a customized plan to lay down your pain and fatigue and get on your game. Feel the love and skill of Dr. Matt McAleese, chiropractor and founder of the Charlotte Health Center. Align your spine with Dr. Matt. He's got 5 essentials for a victorious life. Experience the energy, the clarity, and creativity of your body and brain when the power's on. The Charlotte Health Center is the largest private and pediatric chiropractic clinic in the QC. Dr. Matt has helped Olympians, celebrities, moms, and kids with exceptional care and concern. Call 704-780-0166. That's 704-780-0166 or charlottehealthcenter.com. Come on, live your dreams.
Novocaine, baby, baby. Novocaine, baby.
Hey, glad you're here. Happy Sunday again. I'm Holly Adams. We're here with Roslyn Rogers of Lif-Flow Bioidentical Hormones, getting some great info about how you can really up your game, feel good again, balance your everything, how you're feeling. Hormones really affect everything from your body to your brain to your sex life. It's really an important piece in your health toolbox to live a wellness life, a wellness lifestyle. You know, Roslyn, you also, Lif-Flow's got a transdermal kind of a patch. Can you, or product? Cream, yeah. Tell us about that. How is it different?
Well, I think that some women think that they can swallow a natural hormone, and that's not as good because nature did not put hormones in our stomach, and we use these creams transdermally on the skin for very good reason, because anything that we swallow creates what we call a first pass of the liver. We don't need any hormones going through our liver. Our liver has plenty to do to detoxify us. When you put something on the skin transdermally, it does not create that first pass of the liver. And because hormones are fat soluble, and anything that is fat soluble always goes on better on the skin because the skin is fatty. So it's a great way not to create havoc in the liver. The absorption is incredible. It doesn't get stored. And transdermal is not new on the skin. When you want to stop smoking, it's a patch.
Yes.
Even in hospitals today, many doctors use transdermal pain medicine, a patch on the skin. And when people go to Israel to bathe in the Dead Sea for rheumatism and arthritis, that too is transdermal medicine. So it's very effective. The absorption is incredible, especially when we are trying to balance our hormones.
Well, that's fascinating to bypass, making sure that the liver doesn't have yet one more thing to do, because the liver does so many things, up to about 500 different processes, and so the fact that it is transdermal is much healthier. Again, Lif-Flow has really created a product where it accentuates the positive without a lot of side effects.
Yeah, you know, Holly, I even heard women telling me that it helps with pain. When they have knee pain or joint pain, they can rub a progesterone on that joint. So it's great also for pain, as well as some of the magnesium oils that they have at the store. You know, the magnesium from the zesting seabed, that is incredible to put on topically. That's also from Lif-Flow and helps with pain management. Really wonderful product also.
You kind of broke up away for a minute here on the phone. You said that the magnesium is from where?
The zesting seabed, very deep under the earth. The zesting seabed, and they get this pure magnesium chloride, and Lif-Flow put it into a spray, and it's incredible for pain, for restless legs and cramps and all kinds of joint pain. There's also salts that you can bathe in that help detoxify and help relax. And we can't forget that relaxing is very important, because when you relax, it's interesting, we can change our attitude about everything. And attitude is so important because we need to bring more joy into our life, Holly. Without joy, it's very hard to have good health.
Yes, you're right. Joy is sort of the engine behind moving forward and being involved in life. So, you know, another thing I wanted to ask you about, Lif-Flow's got some other products that really help a big issue that a lot of people cope with, which is adrenal fatigue.
Yes, there's some incredible products that we're also using. Ashwagandha, pregnenolone. There's a cream for pregnenolone in it. There's a product called Testro Care for Women that helps testosterone and also helps with our adrenals. And also, there's a liquid iodine that helps the thyroid. So there are many, many different products that are either under the tongue or as lotions. And one of my favorites is DHEA, which is also incredible for adrenals. But when you use it as a cream, it works differently than when you swallow.
How so?
Yes, because if you really want to figure out how much less you need when you use a transdermal cream, divide it by 5. So in other words, if you wanted to get 90 milligrams of DHEA into your body, you only need one that's 15 milligrams transdermally. So you need so much less, because when you swallow something, the acids destroy. We have the first pass of the liver, and so you need much less, and it's much healthier to use transdermal. Lif-Flow also has a transdermal vitamin D3 cream, which I love. You can use it on children, and each pump of that vitamin D, we know how important vitamin D is for the bones and for the adrenals and for hopefully preventing cancers. We know how important D is. So using it transdermally, one pump is 1,000 IUs of vitamin D3, which you would need to take 5,000 as an equivalent. And it's fantastic. It helps you sleep. It's great for eczema, psoriasis, the D3 cream.
Very interesting. Yeah, vitamin D is, they're saying it's as important almost as, it's like water. It's just a critical vitamin to be taking, that it really is. Some people refer to it as a hormone.
Yes, and the DHEA, there's one at Lif-Flow, 15 milligrams. DHEA improves memory. It helps muscle mass. It helps the immune system. It also makes you feel better. And it's very good when you use the DHEA with progesterone. And I cycle. I always use the progesterone 3 weeks on, 1 week off. But 1 month I'll buy the DHEA. When I finish that, I'll buy pregnenolone alone. Preg is wonderful for the focusing and for flashes, and just, it's the mother actually of all our hormones, pregnenolone. So Lif-Flow has many, many different transdermal creams that really will help balance. And our goal is to die young, but as late in life as possible.
Right.
I'm not sure if they have it at the store, but I'm sure it can be ordered. I do have a book in CD. It's called Balancing Hormones Naturally.
Wonderful.
And really some good information in there that very simply explains why we're out of balance, what to do, how to use the creams, and perhaps some of your listeners would like to get either the CD or the book.
Absolutely. Roslyn, do you have a website, and is there somewhere someone can go and look at, or we'll just order the book? People will come into the store?
Let the store order the book, or it's actually published by Woodland Publishing.
Okay.
Woodland Publishing, so they can go on that line. I don't really sell the book, but I do have a website. It's roslynrogers.com, and take a look at what I look like. I'm proud. I'm not going to tell my age right now, but perhaps you might if you ever get a question. You do know how old I am, Holly, do
Well, you did tell me, but I'm not giving it away, and no one would ever believe it.
Okay. Anyway, that will be at a future radio program, or go online and say, how old does this lady look? Well, I will tell everyone I have 2 sons. One is 49 and one is 52.
Well, that is really extraordinary. You're very, very youthful and very pretty, and I'm so grateful that of all the work that you've been doing for many years and helping women and men and young women too get healthy and feel good about themselves. So, Roslyn, big thanks for being here and giving us really solid info on this complex. It's such a complex subject, hormones, but you've simplified it, and I appreciate you sharing your knowledge with us.
Thank you, Holly. The pleasure truly has been mine. I've been at the store. The people, the employees there are so knowledgeable. Go in and ask them all kinds of questions, and what you do on the radio and bring this information to so many people. It's a blessing. I thank you for that.
Thank you very much. We'll do it again. That's Lif-Flow Bioidentical Hormones to be well and balanced. Get your sleep in order, lose some weight, and have some clarity. Wouldn't that be great? Get to the Healthy Home Market and talk to a vitamin specialist. And until next week, next Sunday at 9 to 10 a.m., I'll see you at the market, and choose health and peace. This is Charlotte's Hip Hop Station, Streets 1033. Pay it forward and restore yourself by making the healthy choices for you and your family, and enjoy life with the Healthy Home Market. Feel the goodwill and own great health. Check it out at healthyhomemkt.com. That's healthyhomemkt.com for store locations, details, and discounts. Get the best of God's green blue earth at the Healthy Home Market.